The world is spinning faster than ever. News cycles flash by in seconds. Trends come and go before we can grasp them. And even the things we once thought were stable, our jobs, our routines, our sense of belonging, shift beneath our feet. In such a storm of change, it's easy to feel lost. Yet the Stoics remind us that calm is not found in still waters, but within the sailor who learns to steady his ship amid the waves. The world will always move, but peace belongs to the one who learns not to be moved with it. When life feels uncertain, remember that change has always been the nature of things. Mountains rise and crumble, empires bloom and fade, and even the stars that light our night will one day burn out. To expect permanence in a world built on impermanence is to fight the wind. The Stoic instead learns to breathe with the rhythm of time, accepting, not resisting, the current of life. Peace begins the moment we stop demanding the world to stand still for us. Many people search for security by clinging to what they know. They hold tighter to routines, possessions, and familiar identities, hoping these things will protect them from uncertainty. But clinging only deepens our fear. The Stoic path teaches release, trusting that you can let go and still remain whole. What's truly yours can't be taken, for it resides not in the outer world, but in your inner strength. When everything around you changes, anchor yourself to values, not circumstances. You cannot control what happens, but you can control how you respond. Virtue, honesty, kindness, courage never loses relevance, even in a chaotic age. The world's noise fades when your actions align with what is right, and calm becomes not a reaction, but a way of being. Technology, speed, and constant comparison tempt us to chase after what others are doing. We scroll through lives not our own, measuring our worth against illusions. Yet the Stoics would remind us, what others choose or achieve has nothing to do with your peace. Return to yourself. Ask, am I living according to what I value? The moment you do, the rush of the world quiets into the background. Fear often disguises itself as urgency. We hurry not because we must, but because we're afraid of being left behind. But the Stoic knows that no one can truly be left behind when walking their own path. The pace of others is irrelevant. You arrive where you are meant to be, in your own time, with your own lessons. Calm is trusting that there is no race to win. There is wisdom in stillness. To pause before reacting, to breathe before speaking, to observe before judging, these are small acts of mastery. In stillness, we see more clearly what truly matters. The noise of the world cannot disturb the person who has learned to find silence within. Stillness is not inaction. It is strength under control. The Stoics often meditated on death, not as a morbid thought, but as a way to sharpen life. When you remember that all things are temporary, the frantic rush of change softens into perspective. What once felt urgent becomes small. The present moment, fleeting and fragile, becomes enough. There is calm in remembering that we are only visitors here. When faced with loss, whether of people, possessions, or stability, remember, what is taken was never truly yours to keep. To accept loss gracefully is not weakness, it is alignment with nature. You were given much. Now some is taken back. Thank life for the loan and continue walking lighter. In this gratitude, there is peace deeper than any possession could give. The Stoic learns to distinguish between what depends on him and what does not. This is the key to serenity. Worry dissolves when we stop trying to control what lies beyond our reach. Focus instead on your thoughts, your actions, your character. Everything else, fortune, opinion, time will follow its own course, indifferent to your will. Accept that, and calm will come when people criticize or misunderstand you. Resist the urge to defend every detail. The Stoics remind us others see the world through their own fog. Their judgment cannot touch your truth. Let silence be your answer, dignity your reply. You lose nothing by choosing calm over conflict. In times of uncertainty, gratitude becomes a form of stability. When you can appreciate small things, a sunrise, a kind word, a warm meal, you remind yourself that peace is built from the present, not the future. Gratitude turns change into blessing, reminding you that every ending gives birth to something new. The grateful heart fears no change. Even suffering has its purpose. The Stoics taught that hardship is a forge where character is tested and refined. When the world shifts beneath you, perhaps it is inviting you to grow stronger, more patient, more compassionate. Do not curse the fire. Use it to temper your soul. The more you resist reality, the more you suffer. Acceptance is not surrender, it is wisdom. To say yes to life as it is, even when it hurts, frees you from bitterness. The calm person does not wait for the storm to pass. He learns to stand in the rain and smile. Time will change everything: your body, your surroundings, your circle of loved ones. But the essence of who you are, if built on truth, endures. Do not mourn what fades. Instead, honor it by living fully while it lasts. The Stoic accepts transience not as loss, but as the poetry of existence. When you feel overwhelmed by the pace of the world, return to your breath. It is the one rhythm that remains steady amid chaos. Each inhale reminds you that you are alive now. Each exhale reminds you that you can let go. In breathing consciously, you reclaim control over the only thing that truly belongs to you yourself. True calm is not found in escaping the world, but in engaging it with grace. The Stoic does not retreat from change. He walks through it, grounded and aware. You cannot stop the tides, but you can learn to swim without fear. At times, silence may be the most powerful response to a noisy world. The more we talk, argue, and react, the more we lose touch with what is real. Sit quietly, watch, listen. The answers you seek often rise from the quiet spaces between thoughts. Remember that peace is not something you find once and keep forever. It is something you practice each day through acceptance, patience, and perspective. The world will keep changing, and you will keep learning to remain still. That is the art of calm living. The more the world demands our attention, the more valuable it becomes to step back. Every advertisement, every alert, every opinion insists that you must act now, decide now, react now. But the Stoic knows that wisdom is born in pause. When you stop chasing every urgency, you begin to see which things truly deserve your energy. Calm is clarity, and clarity is a form of freedom. Change often reveals what we have built our peace upon. If we crumble when things shift, it means our calm was built on fragile ground, on comfort, on approval, on routine. But when our peace is built on inner principles, on reason and acceptance, it stands firm through any storm. The Stoic does not pray for the world to be still. He prays for the strength to remain still himself. We often speak of losing control, but the truth is, we never had it to begin with. What we have is influence, not command. The Stoic learns to direct his influence wisely and release the rest without resentment. To demand mastery over the uncontrollable is to invite frustration. To accept your limited power is to step into peace. There are days when the noise feels too much, when the news hurts, when the future feels uncertain, when the past weighs heavy. In those moments, simplicity is medicine. Brew a cup of tea, sit by a window, watch the world move without you. The quiet act of being present heals more than any rush toward distraction. Sometimes, doing nothing is an act of great courage. It is easy to believe that calm means the absence of emotion, but the Stoics never taught that. They did not reject feeling, they refined it. Anger becomes understanding, fear becomes awareness, sadness becomes compassion. The Stoic heart feels deeply but responds wisely. Calm is not coldness, it is warmth with restraint. The world changes fast, but human nature changes slowly. The same desires, fears, and hopes that troubled ancient philosophers trouble us still. The Stoic finds comfort in this continuity. We are not alone in our struggles. We share them with countless generations before us. Their wisdom is proof that peace is timeless, even if the world is not. Each morning brings a new beginning, and with it, the temptation to be swept away by the demands of the day. The Stoic begins differently. Before the noise arrives, he prepares his mind. He reminds himself, today I will meet people who may be impatient, ungrateful, or fearful, but I will not be surprised by expecting the nature of the world. He walks calmly through it. There is no shame in slowing down. The culture of speed tells us that rest is laziness and quiet is unproductive. But the Stoics valued reflection more than motion. A single moment of honest thought is worth more than a lifetime of restless activity. To slow down is not to fall behind, it is to return to yourself. Every challenge is a teacher in disguise. The Stoic sees change not as threat, but as instruction. If you lose something, you learn detachment. If you fail, you learn humility. If the world moves too fast, you learn to move mindfully. The wise student welcomes every lesson, knowing that growth often hides within discomfort. And so, as the pace of life continues to quicken, we can choose differently. We can choose not to run in the end. The world may continue to spin faster, but your heart does not have to. Like a mountain rooted deep beneath the shifting clouds, your calm can remain unmoved. The Stoics were right, control is an illusion, but peace is a choice. And in choosing it, we find ourselves again, steady amid the turning world.